Hi everyone, this is Marion here. I just wanted to make a very quick video today just to talk about Lexi's case and just a few, I suppose, issues and problems that we're having. First of all, we're trying to get answers to a lot of questions of what happened with Lexi, her treatment, where things went wrong. So we have asked the vets in question. We have asked them, I've wrote to them and asked some things that are concerning us is an oxygen tent. We brought Lexi in on April the 18th. Her breathing was very bad and she did need an oxygen tent. Now, we asked the vet in question, was there an oxygen tent, and we were told that there was no oxygen tent for large dogs, that there was only one for smaller dogs, and Lexi was given oxygen that night, but it was like you might as well not be on oxygen. It was just a small little free flow tube, and the oxygen, it was just going all up into the air. She wasn't benefiting from any oxygen. There was no mask. This was like something you'd see like in a third world country, to be honest with you. So on writing the letter into the vets and trying to determine, do they have an oxygen tent or do they not? It's either we've got one vet saying they don't have one for a large dog, and we had another vet saying that they did, and that information has been refused to us, but we can't get it. They won't give it out. Now, another thing that we're looking for as well is the amount of sodium pentobarbital that was used on the night in question on April the 18th for the euthanasia. It's not on the medical records. Yes, they do state that they use sodium pentobarbital, but the amount is not there on any of the medical records that we have obtained from the vets. Now, we have wrote in a letter to them under the Freedom of Information Act 2014 requesting this. This will be our personal information, or we'll say GDPR, and we haven't got that either. And all we're getting is they give us the medical records and it's in the medical records, but it's not in the medical records. Yes, they say they use the sodium pentobarbital, but the amount is not. And I think that's a crucial bit of information as well. I mean, if you use any form of drugs or medicine in treating anyone, be it an animal or a human, you have to write down the dosage and amount. So we're still waiting on that information as well. Now, another vital piece of information as well is that we wanted to know that the vet in question who done the euthanasia on Lexi, how many intracardiac euthanasias had this vet done previously at their practice. So we also requested that from the vets, and we're not getting that information either. They refuse to give that. They're saying that they're not obliged to give that information, which again, that's just not looking good for them. I mean, why are we having all these like blocks? They just don't want to give out the information. And why don't they want to give out the information if they've done nothing wrong, which we know they have? But why are they refusing this? This is vital information to Lexi's case. So these are things that we're waiting on. Just another few things I want to say as well. I just want to show people these pictures as well. This is just Lexi here. This would have been, I suppose, her abdomen. You can see clearly that it's very kind of bruised looking with bleeding internally. You can just see that, and I have another picture here. Just bear with me. There's just another picture, and we also had bleeding. She was having a lot of bleeding as well, just at the nipples there, and you can see that. And here's another picture here, and I faxed those in by email to the head vet in there, and I was told to come in the next day. Now, to be honest with you, I think when this was happening, we should have been called in on that day, and that should have been looked at, but it wasn't. That's another thing that is not adding up. And there's so many things that aren't adding up. This will be a very long video, but I'm just going to cover a few things, start to talk about a few things, and I'll make more videos to talk about more. Now, there is another thing as well. Lexi's bloods were sent off to a laboratory in Cork. I have to say, I did ring this laboratory up, and they wouldn't even speak to me. They don't want to discuss nothing. I mean, this is what people are dealing with. Like, this is the cover up you're dealing with. But these are the results. Here you can see them. I hope you can see them there. But you can see clearly that Lexi was sick. She was a sick dog. She was clearly having problems, with the clotting. She clearly was anemic. She wasn't getting treatment for anemia. Now, the thing is, a lot of the stuff we didn't find out till we got the paperwork back, her medical records. And in going through her medical records, there's no treatment there for anemia. Like, you think, there was a mention, all right, of a blood transfusion, but it never happened. She never got the blood transfusion. You think she might have got even plasma. You think she might have got iron injections. Nothing. And even when I looked through the medical records as well, she didn't even get IV fluids, which I find just horrific. You think a dog as sick as Lexi would have at least got IV fluids. No, all they were giving her was vitamin K and steroids. They were basically treating her for rat poison, even though there was no confirmation that it was rat poison. So they were just under this illusion that it was rat poison. And then later on they said it wasn't rat poison, that it was the DIC. Now, another thing is we have met one of the clinical directors of the vet in question in the veterinary practice, and we met, I'm just checking to get my facts right here, it was on the 22nd of November that we met him, and he didn't bring any medical records on the day that we met him, and he did say he'd get back to us. Now today is February the 7th, and we haven't heard back from him yet, so I just think that ship has sailed. I just think there is no communication now between us and the vets. They've got their money, Lexi is dead, and they want us to just go away and close our mouths. But I have a very strong message here today. We're not going to be going away, and we're definitely not going to be closing our mouths. Now, something else I just wanted to read out to you, just so people can get an idea of what people are dealing with here. I had sent, as I said, various letters for them. I wanted to find out, particularly about the oxygen tent, because there's an awful lot of different information. We want the truth. Like, it's very simple. You either have an oxygen tent or you don't. So, you know, what's the big cover up? You know what I mean? But they won't disclose that information. But I also asked the other member, the other clinical director, I'm not going to name the person's name, everyone knows the vets were outside there coming on 15 weeks actually this week. But we did write a letter into him to see what was his take on the whole thing, because we didn't have any dealings with him. And this is what we got back. This is interesting. It says, please note, this practice does not provide personal opinions in respect of animal treatments. Now, I mean, you nearly have to be sitting down when you read that. I'll actually read it again. Please note, this practice does not provide personal opinions in respect of animal treatments. I mean, that is some statement to come from a clinical director of a veterinary practice where a companion animal, beautiful dog Lexi, was euthanized by heartstick, fully conscious, and that is the response that you're getting. I mean, this is what we're up against. These are the people that we are dealing with. I mean, it's just, you know, somebody else actually sent me in these pictures, and I wasn't going to bring this up. In some ways, yes, it is petty, but in other ways, it does show the character of these people. But we, as I said, have been protesting outside there. We're coming on 15 weeks this week, actually this Thursday, tomorrow to be precise. And we've been protesting out there in all weathers. Everybody knows it's winter, you know the weather, and we're doing this for the love of our dog, for the love of Lexi. And we love Lexi. She was family to us, and we're absolutely devastated what happened to Lexi and the treatment she got, the whole veterinary treatment, the whole treatment by this clinic to our family. And the worst of all was the butchered, botched, barbaric euthanasia. But as we were standing out there protesting around Christmas, this was our first Christmas without Lexi. Inside in that clinic, we had the manager who runs a Facebook page. Now, people have shown, because people are sending us things constantly. We're getting so much information off people on a daily basis. And they were just showing us these pictures that they were putting up of elves. They had names for them, Edwina and Eddie. And it was a big skit and a big joke, and the elves were hanging off lights and hanging off mop buckets and whatever you had. And I just thought to myself, you know, this is crazy. Like, you know, you have a family outside who are protesting because their dog was barbarically euthanized by heartstick, one of the most horrific euthanasias, fully conscious. And you're inside pretending nothing has happened, and you're putting up your ridiculous pictures of elves, Eddie and Edwina, hanging off a mop bucket or hanging, you know, like, it is actually insane when you think about it. They have no sensitivity. They've absolutely zero sensitivity of what they've done to Lexi or what they've done to our family. We have still members of our family seeking help, you know, counselling and help for their mental health. And it's just all a joke to them. I think it's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. When I saw those pictures, and I was going to make a video before Christmas, and I said, you know what, I'll just let it slide, let everyone have their Christmas, you know. But I have to bring it up because I think it just shows their level of, first of all, their maturity, and secondly, their professionalism. You know, if you had any bit of cop on and human decency in you, You know, they can see us protesting out there every day. You might say, you know what, it's Christmas. This is their first Christmas without their dog. And I might just show some bit of human decency as to be putting up two L's, Eddie and Edwina, hanging off a mop bucket. Like, it's just, you know, it's unreal. It really is unreal. So I'm just thinking, what else do we want to talk on this case as well? We talked about the oxygen tent, which we need clarification on, and the sodium pentobarbital, which we need clarification on. Also, as I said, the vet in question, we want to know how many intracardiac euthanasias. I just want to go back to that in a minute, because when we were talking with the clinical director on the 22nd of November, he clearly said in 40 years of practicing veterinary medicine, he had never done an intracardiac euthanasia. So you'd have to say it yourself then. This is an experienced senior vet. How and why would a young vet that was working there a very short period of time take into their own hands to do an intracardiac euthanasia on their own? No nurse present, nobody present. I think there was a degree of arrogance in that. But at the end of the day, what we have going on here is, getting back to the basics, we've got an intracardiac euthanasia on a fully conscious animal that happened at that veterinary clinic, okay? They can try and brush it under the carpet. There is no brushing it under the carpet, okay? We've been there nearly 15 weeks. We're not going away, and we're not going to be silenced, and something is done about this. We want this banned in Ireland. As I said before, it is illegal in most states in America. If you do a heart stick on a fully conscious animal, you will go to jail. And rightly so, because it's a horrific, absolutely horrific barbarism to do onto any animal. And like, vets take an oath, just like doctors do, to do no harm. And it's just not good enough. We want it banned here. It was going on, as we said as well, in the Clare Pounds, and Simon Coveney said that it wasn't going on anymore. But it is. It's still going on. It happened to Lexi, April the 18th, 2023. Okay, we've had other people contact us, and it's happened to their animals as well. Some in Limerick, some outside Limerick. And we're getting an awful lot of stories coming into us. We also know it happened there only recently in America. It happened to a lady, to her cat. That was only last month, January. So this is going on, and it has to be stopped, okay? I'm just trying to think, what else do I want to say? I'm not going to make the video too long. I will be making more videos, just various things to kind of update people and to talk on the case. I just wanted to give a shout out as well over in England, in London. There's going to be a protest. It's on Thursday, March the 7th at 11 a.m. Outside the RCVS head office in London. Fair play to all the people involved over in England that are fighting for animal rights. I suppose similar to us here in Ireland, we have got the VCI. I will do a video on the VCI. I'm not going to talk about them today. But I think they're not fit for purpose, as I've already said. So over in England, they're having a protest, again, Tuesday, March the 7th at 11 a.m. outside the RCVS head office in London. And they have a Facebook page as well. It's called Justice for Pets Action Group. You can go join them there and get involved. And if anyone who's watching from England, or anyone that is in England as well, just, you know, support them, go to the protest, because that's the only way we're going to get change. What else do I need to say on the matter? Just want to keep thanking people that are coming up with their stories. We've got, just like I'd say at this stage, hundreds of stories. People just stopping when we're protesting outside. People are messaging us. We're keeping you all in our hearts, all in our thoughts. This seems to be a wide-scale problem, and it's just, I suppose, it's like a Pandora box. When you open it up, you know, it just goes loose, doesn't it? This is happening all over the country, you know, the veterinary malpractice. And as I said before, the people have no place to go. You go to the VCI, their prosecution rate is very, very low, and people are just left isolated on their own, and they've basically no place to go, you know, and it's just not good enough. I'm just thinking about anything else to say before I get off. I think that's kind of it for today. I don't want to make it too long a video, and I'll probably just cover the VCI in another video. So that's it for now. That's where we're at. Thanks very much for everyone, for all your support, and thank you for watching. Bye.